Hello and good Saturday morning to everybody. Okay, so I was going to do a read on Elijah View, the updated read. It did take the back burner. I did get some news from my doctor, so I wasn't able to do that. I had that to do and some stuff to do yesterday. So I am going to do that, you guys, and I'm going to do it live. So tomorrow morning I have my mini reads and everything. So I will probably do it Monday. So I am sorry, but there was some medical things that had to be taken care of, so I wasn't able to get to it. Also, this morning I seen something last night. A lot of people have been asking me to do a read on Madeline Soto. Last night I was sent a link and I ended up watching it because I don't know, something just struck me with it. I ended up watching it. So to do Maddie's read, that's like I already know some of the story, which usually I do not. So I planned on doing it anyway this morning, and full disclosure, letting you guys know that I had watched this interview with the mother, and it's still sitting with me wrong. This morning when I woke up to do the read, I seen another message to me saying that Maddie had been found. So I did go to maps, and I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you the areas where she lived, where she went to school, stuff like that, and where her body was found. But before we get to that, I'm going to show you guys a couple pieces of this interview. I have linked it in the description down below of this video, and I want you guys to go and watch this particular video. It is WFTV. It's exclusive. So I'm only going to show a couple parts of it because this is what got me. If you want to see the whole interview, like I said, I'm going to link it down below. But at the end of this video, it left a very bad taste in my mouth. This interviewer did an awesome job, but there was some things that I had picked up on. I want you guys to have your own opinion, so please do go and watch this interview from WTFV. Like I said, it's linked below. I'm going to show you a couple pieces of this and why it's sitting badly with me. Now, before I show it to you, I want you to watch for certain things. When the mother is talking, she's being interviewed and she's asked questions, I find throughout the whole interview, and this is why I want you guys to go and watch it, please. I find when they're asking general questions, she's not sitting there shaking and like all upset and stuff like this. Her demeanor is just nonchalant. Okay. I feel like there's a lot of this, and you will see it. It's going to be part of the first clip I show you. There's something going on in the background, and she's kind of smiling and rolling her eyes. And I just feel with the topic of this conversation, it's her daughter is gone. And she's smiling away and rolling her eyes. During general questions, she's not shaking or nothing. But as soon as there's a question asked where she feels almost like, why is this question being asked? Like, am I being accused? Blah, 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 blah. I've also picked up 2 different times where she messes up, where she says, we dropped her off. And then farther in the interview, she says, I dropped her off. I was the one who dropped her off, who took her to school. And then she corrects herself really quick and says, well, it was her boyfriend or whatever it was. I want you to watch this whole interview because I feel like when the questions are directed right at her, like, when was the last time you spoke to her? She starts shaking. When they ask things like that, she starts shaking. But other times during the video, when it's just generalized questions, she's not shaking at all. And she got smiles on her face. So there's that. She also says that she knew that Maddie had a crush on somebody at school, so she went through her phone. She even went through stuff that was deleted by Maddie. Maybe Maddie didn't know that there was a trash area where if you didn't delete it from there too, it remained there. The mother obviously knew because she said that she even went through the deleted stuff, which raises even more suspicion for me as to really how much does this woman know? Because you said you went through your daughter's phone and checked it. Why didn't you see the messages to her friends or whatever? They said that she was telling people that once she turned 13, she wanted to take off. And in this video, she says there was nothing. There was no arguments. I didn't see anything. She's not one to run away. No, that would not be like her. But if you did go through her phone, then you had to have seen where she was talking to her friends about wanting to run away and go live in a forest. Right? I'm sure I heard somewhere. This part here, what I'm going to say right now, is not verified because I don't remember where I heard it. But I heard that there was also stuff found on Maddie's phone suggesting she was being abused. So why didn't you see that? You said you searched her phone. And in the interview, when she says the detectives now have her phone, she starts shaking again like crazy. And we know that the boyfriend did a factory reset on his phone. What did she do on Maddie's phone? Right? There's just things that are not sitting right with me. Also, in this interview, she says, well, we haven't fought in a bit. So that gives me indication that there was fighting going on between even her and her daughter. She states fighting and arguing, but that hasn't happened in a bit. So there would be no reason for her to run away. I just found it really weird. And she starts shaking again. So when she's asked direct questions about, and I know what the interview is trying to do here, like he's trying to get a timeline of what did you know and when did you know it. She says, well, and I went to bed. She starts shaking. I want you guys to listen to it. I'm going to play a couple parts here just to show you. Then we're going to go to the mapping, and I'm going to show you where she was found. Because apparently the mother worked the night before and went to bed. She was really tired. So where were you in the morning? Because I think somebody said she was sleeping. But like I said, there's not just once that she messes up and says that we drove Madison to school or we dropped her off. She also further in the video says, I was the one who took her to school, but my boyfriend took her that morning. It's like, whoa. Just watch this, please, and watch the times where she is shaking. Okay? So let me just pull it up because there's two that I really want to show you. Oh, I gotta put my earbuds in. Hang on a second. Otherwise, we're going to get some feedback. Okay, so here is the interview. Like I said, I've linked it down below in the description, so please go and watch this video. So here we go. Listen. She had started the interview, and up until this part, she's not doing any shaking or anything. You can watch the beginning of the video here. She's not shaking or anything. And then a kid or something starts either playing or something in the back. But then listen to what she says. Oh my gosh, please don't do this now. And it's not my internet. Okay, hang on a sec. Let me just hang on a sec. Okay. Hopefully this has fixed it.
Sorry about that.
Here we go.
We dropped her off at school, close to school.
See? We dropped her off at school, close to school.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel.
It's almost like she's trying to remember what she's supposed to say. It's interesting. Now, this could be one of two things. Either she's involved or she's scared of him. That's my opinion, and my opinion only. It's almost like she's worried about saying something wrong here. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Why is it doing this? Okay, hang on. I gotta do this again. Hang on. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it's doing this to you guys. Let me just check my settings here. Okay, let's see if this helps. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so I'm going to share the window. Okay.
We dropped her off at school, close to school.
See,
wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out there.
You see her starting to shake?
Spotted walking.
Yeah, she's not shaking. She's
by the middle school on the camera.
To me, she's trying to remember the story. Because there's little pieces there where she does a shake. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, back to the story.
They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it. Yeah.
What has the school said? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes. That they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources.
You notice how she's not shaking at all here?
Cameras. I don't think they've caught anything.
Okay, so I'm like I said, this is a WFTV, so I can only play certain parts. So the second part that I'm going to play for you is where she talks about, and you can notice, like, you go watch this yourself. You see how she was not shaking there? Watch this next part. I'm going to play from 340 to 420. So I'm not even going to play a full minute of it. And then you're going to have to go and watch it on the site. Let me just bring this up to here. You will notice here she's talking about her phone being left at home and she's forgetful and she kind of smiles and stuff, which really irks me. Like I said, you guys got to see this whole interview. Go watch it. It's going to be pinned below. But there is a point, listen very carefully around, I think it's like the 420 mark. She says, I was the one who took her to school, but my boyfriend took her that day. So her adding this further in the video, when she said at the beginning of the video, we took her to school, we, and just watch this when you watch the whole video, when she shakes and when she doesn't.
Her memory, she's very forgetful.
Like, who laughs? I don't know why this is
So,
buffering,
yeah,
you guys.
There's no way to track her right now because I have, well, the detectives now have her phone.
See, the detectives, look at her start shaking.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
See her eyes open wide? It's like, oh my God, you know?
Party. She had a birthday party on Sunday.
Look at her shaking.
She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working. But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts.
Did you see that? Did you see her eyes when he asked, when's the last conversation you had? Let's just watch that one more time.
Her memory, she's very forgetful.
See, she's not shaking right now.
So, yeah, there's no way to
watch her eyes. There's no way to track her.
I don't have her phone.
As soon as she mentions the detectives, she starts shaking.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
See that look? It's like
her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time.
And she starts shaking like crazy.
But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts.
Here it comes. I was the one who took her to school.
I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I was the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my.
I was the one who took her to school. I always say good night and blah, blah, blah. That was Sunday night. She went missing Monday morning. And then she says, I took her to school. So let's just one more time. And then I'm not going to play any more of this because I don't need to get a strike on me, you guys. So let's wait for this buffering. Come on.
Told her good night, and yeah, that was it.
Look at her shaking.
I was the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner.
I was the one who took her to school in the morning. Then she said, it was my partner. So if you guys want to see this whole interview and go and see what I caught of this video, it's unreal. It's unreal. Okay, so let's get to this. I'm going to share full screen. Okay, so this is where Maddie lived. It looks to me like it's a gated community. There's only one way in and one way out, I think, or two ways out here by the looks of it. So I guess you can go out here Oh no, it's only one way out. You have to go out through here. Yeah, you would have to either come down here and go out here, because even if you turned up this way, there is no way to get out up there. So there's one way in this place and one way out. Looks like there could be over here too, but there's no way like to drive your car over here. This is only being able to get into this area here. Or maybe you can come down through here. Oh, I guess you can. But it looks like it's a gated community. See? It looks like this is a gated community. Let's go back to the map. So I guess you could get in this way and get to Maddie's. And it looks like there is another way over here. So let's see. Here. You'd have to get in over here. It's gated also. Look at that. It's gated too. So every entrance or exit to this place is gated. This isn't somewhere where you can just drive in. It's a gated community. So this part here is a gated community, this part here. So there's a gate here to get into this part. There's a gate here to get into this part. So you would have to come through the gate here to get in, or the gate here, or the gate here. This is all gated community, you guys. Wow. Oh, here. There's a gate here. There's a gate here. Looks really gated. So that's where they lived. They lived right here. It looks like a condominium of some type. So it almost looks like there's two connected, like almost like townhouses. So here there could be maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 connected. 2 here. Another one here. It looks like there's blocks of them. So it's like, it almost looks like there's an upstairs and downstairs to each one. Maybe these are larger units on the corners and smaller units in between with an upstairs, downstairs. So that's where she lived. Now, this is where she went to school. So it's really not that far. 3 miles where she goes to school. So 3 miles from her place is where she goes to school. That is right here. And this is where they dropped her off, they said. She said, we dropped her off. Anyway, this is the school. So, like, why wouldn't you drop her off, like, in this little plaza or something? Like, this is a little plaza. Dentist's office. Why wouldn't you just pull in here, drop her off so she only had to walk over to here? Why would you say you dropped her off way down here? Hoping that maybe there was no cameras? And say that she wanted to walk? Because here, I am sure they couldn't use this place because I'm sure there's cameras. There's going to be cameras on over here. Maybe. I'm not good at finding cameras, you guys. So if you can find any. Oh, yeah, there's cameras. So that's why they wouldn't drop her off there, because it didn't happen, right? It didn't happen that way. So they're not going to say that they dropped her off somewhere where there were cameras. So I'm sure even here there's cameras. So what they said was over here, conveniently, this is where they dropped her off. So let's look. So yeah, see, there's nowhere here where a camera would pick them up. So they thought, right? See how desolate almost this is? There's no cameras. So this is why I believe that they said they dropped her off here. They didn't think that there would be a camera here to pick them up, compared to maybe dropping her off, which would make more sense. I get it. We got an ugly car. We don't want to embarrass her. But instead of dropping her here, why wouldn't you drop her closer to the school, like in this plaza? Why? Because there's too many cameras that would see you didn't drop her there. So, like I said, you guys got to watch that video, okay? So, from here, from the school, this is where her body was found, you guys. Whoops, going the wrong way here. I want to measure from her home. It's like 15, 16 miles away from her home. So this is where she was found. This is Alligator Lake. And this is where she was found. In the photos, you can see the police all lined up here. I believe she was found right back in here, behind these bushes. When you see the police here, these gates are open. And I find it ironic when I look at this picture. When was this? So this is 2024. This is a bed frame. Like, that's a footboard. These are the sideboards. This is the headboard. And this is just the way the picture was taken. It's giving a double. Let me just see if I can. There. So you can see. This is like the headboard. This is the footboard. And these are the rails. And there's a bed that was dropped right there at that gate. And I believe her body was found behind here. Like, maybe he was hoping this was open, because it says something about hunting. Where did I see that? I think it was on this notice. Here it is here. License hunting preserve. But these look like bales of hay back here, you guys. But this doesn't look like it's been cut in a very long time. And I believe she was found back in here. But I don't know if he was maybe hoping that these gates would be open. There's also a notice posted here, but I can't read it. And if we scroll out here, this here is like an old box car from a train, like that they put on the train, storage container boxes. But there's nothing out here. So I don't know if he maybe wanted to get down in here and get her back into here. Because who would ever go there? You know what I mean? So I don't know if he was hoping that this was open so he could get back into there and dispose of her in there. Because this here, to me, this is the bales of hay. So maybe it's just, it looks like this area is always cut. Because there's a farm over here, and you can see more bales here. And these are like cow barns or something. But even from here, you wouldn't see. You see the house is way over here with all these trees and everything. And Maddie was found way down here. Way down this road. Right here. Oops. So far enough down, you guys. Look at how far down that is. Even though it looks closer in the pictures, or when you do the overhead view, she was found behind here. So that's what I think his intention was, you guys. I think he wanted to go this way and get her in that lake that's behind this area here. There's that boxcar thing that I told you about. So that's where she was found. I do think that there's going to be charges coming added to the boyfriend, and I wouldn't be surprised if the mother also got arrested. I don't like to victim shame, anything like that, but I just found that video that she did very off. I really paid attention and I went back and watched it over and over. What questions are being asked when she starts shaking? The first time I noticed it is when she says, well, I looked at something about her phone. She forgot her phone, blah, blah, blah. I know she does that. She's laughing and rolling her eyes. And then she says, well, the detectives have it now. And she starts shaking. It's like, oh my God, are they going to find something on it? You know what I mean? Because we know that the boyfriend, did a factory reset on his phone. So did they try and do something to hers also? Does the mother know? Maybe she's scared. Maybe he's threatened her. I don't know. I don't want to say that she knows or she's involved, but there's a lot of suspicious stuff. A lot of sus, as the younger crowd says. There's some stuff that's pretty sus. I want your opinion. Go watch that and come back here and let me know what you guys think. So with that being said, you guys, I will see you tomorrow for my mini reads, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, right here. Live mini reads just for you guys. And then Monday, I will do the updated read on Elijah Vu. And we will also go to maps. So make sure you come for that because you guys are going to be able to ask questions also. And I will have the cards available and ready to maybe answer some of your questions. Okay, so until the next time, please take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Always be aware of your surroundings. I love you guys to the moon and back. Bye-bye for now.